Hi everybody, Debbie Dubois here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, True Sacred Union. This is going to be the weekly reading and we're looking at through, July 7th, just tomorrow, through July 13th, 14th, 13th. I'll let you figure that out by looking on your calendar because I don't have it figured out. Anyways, I appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to do a twin flame. It's a twin flame sacred partner reading. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what are some of the things that we need to heal, what are the things that we need to let go of, and then we're going to ask some questions and we're going to find out what Source has to say. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the Shamanic Healing deck. This is the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. And we're going to do a little bit of shuffling and we're going to let a card reveal itself to us about what we are working on for this coming week. All right. While I'm doing this, I do want to let you know that, first of all, this is the 13th reading I've done today. That was one of the things I wanted to tell you. And if you haven't checked out my Zodiac readings, you might want to do it. They are absolutely outstanding this month. I've got to say that. The information that came through, I get chills when I think about it. July does seem like it's going to be a very favorable month for everybody. So sun sign, ascension sign, I'm going to put the links below so you can easily click to the video that relates to you or your loved one or your ascendant or your moon sign. And then the other thing that I wanted to tell you about was I'm going to be at Niagara Falls for a Twin Flame Ascension workshop being held by Marla Kelly. And that is going to be September 27th, 28th, and 29th. Accompanying Marla and I is going to be Kalina Malnar, which I'm so excited to do something with her. I have not... Gosh, we did 3 different workshops together and had a radio show together. We haven't done anything together in like a year and a half, maybe. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see her. Whoops. I'm going to take this card. And, oh, no, I'm not because this one jumped. There it is. Oh, I like that card. All right, we've got abundance. But the other thing, you know what I might do? I've got a ceiling fan going on and I am going to go ahead and turn that off so that we don't have the distraction on that card. Okay. So that's going to wind down so that it doesn't drive me crazy. The other people that are going to be there as facilitators is going to be Rob and Angie with Twinfinity. They're the ones that hosted the last Twin Flame workshop in October in Banff, Canada. So if you feel called, we would love to have you. There's still seats available. Tickets have just gone on sale, but we have started to sell them. Make sure you tune in and see if it's something you feel that's right for you and go ahead and get your tickets if you want to do that. All right, so we're looking at the main healing that we're doing is around abundance this month, okay? Now, this is a sacred partnership reading, so we're going to look at abundance, yes, from a financial standpoint, but more an abundance of creating the reality you prefer, having abundance in all things, abundance in connection and things like that. So this is a healing concept that we're going to be working with. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this. Let's see what the book has to say about this. Abundance. It takes on many forms: material possessions, friendships, excellent health, emotional stability, unique experiences. When you lock yourself into a narrow view on what defines abundance, you lose out on the whole picture of what it could mean. Open yourself up to as many forms of wealth and abundance that are possible and watch your blessings multiply. Always remember that focusing on what you do not have is a surefire way to feed the energy. Wait a minute. Always remember that focusing on what you do not have is a surefire way to feed the energy and make that your truth. Every day, watch for signs of abundance from the universe, acknowledge and be thankful, thus encouraging the continued flow of energy. Remember, the universe will always provide you with what you need. All right, so that is going to be our main focus of healing. And now let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to need to surrender this month, right? I'm making a little mess over there, which I will clean up because that's just how I am. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look at what do we need to surrender this coming week. I know I need to surrender the need for control. I always have the same problem. I want to control everything. Had a lot of really good lessons in that this month as I'm trying to change up my YouTube channel, which is it's my passion and my love, but I have a full-time job as a digital agency owner. So I have had a lot of restriction around like learning technology and stuff, and it's driven me crazy. So I've had to learn how to let go of the need to control. It's been crazy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card since we didn't really have a jumper. Surrender to divine timing. All right, well, divine timing, it's this divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. In other words, everything manifests at the time it's supposed to. The more you surrender to that, the more you see the beauty in the actual manifestation of what you wish to achieve. So that may be asking you to get out of your own way from an ego standpoint and allow things to unfold the way they're supposed to. And again, this is a divine partnership, twin flame reading. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take it in that context. You might want to create a union with your beloved faster than the universe wants you to, but you know what? If you surrender to the timing, it actually manifests faster. That's called a miracle. And as a student of the Course in Miracles, I have learned that sometimes taking your hand off the steering wheel and allowing for divine timing is actually what manifests everything for you. So let's go ahead and we're going to place these cards over to either side. I'm going to be moving things around here because this is, I believe, the first time I'm using this particular setup for this reading, and I'm just going with the flow. I'm allowing myself to go with the flow. All right, so I'm just going to give this deck a shuffle. This is the Intuit Oracle by Aria. It's read like a Lenormand deck in that, we are looking at 2 card pairs. And what I like about it is depending upon what cards are there, it really sparks my imagination as to how to interpret those cards. So while Lenormand can be very, very specific meanings for different cards, I like the flexibility that this deck gives me. A lot of flexibility in terms of my own interpretation. And listen, if the cards I'm reading aren't resonating with you, what you might want to do is go ahead and zoom right in on the cards because there are words on here and you can do your own interpretation, which works out beautifully. All right, so we're going to go ahead and spread the cards here just to get the overall energies for the coming week. Okay, these cards are going to be for the overall week. Let's pull this card. We got the Moon. This card has come up for the whole zodiac sign. Head of the pack, success. I'm telling you, it was an incredible 12 videos. 12 videos in a row. I am flying on this high energy that I came away with from these readings, that it's actually springboarded me right into the weekly reading, which is like, after what I've been through, oh my gosh. With all the technical things that I've had go on, to be springboarded forward and to be able to actually create some videos has been such a relief to me. So I'm appreciating the head of the pack card as it comes up, probably more than the next guy. So, all right, what we're talking about is the overall energies being one of successful completion. So July is going to be an incredibly successful month for you that way. It will require you to be a leader in what you're trying to do. It will require that will to win kind of feeling. But in your relationship, you know, you've got the success kind of energy going on here. Now, in keeping with that, we also have this fantasy kind of energy, the moon energy. What the moon energy is doing is setting you into this state of your divine femininity, your sense of romance, your sense of connection with your subconscious, your intuition. And you know, that is one of the ingredients that it will take to have some kind of successful culmination in the month of July along your love lines. And, you know, there may be a bit of necessity to communicate and overcome some communication barriers, some things that kind of come between you. And, you know, that is what is going to bring you the abundance in all of the good things in the success of the relationship. So, so the overall energy is a very positive one. It's also a dreamy kind of energy. So don't be surprised if you do find yourself in a dreamy situation. And you know what? The other thing is I'm getting, part of this might be the bridge, and that's what this card is here, can be connecting through the ethers. It can be connecting through the higher communication. So if you're not in, like if you're in this divine timing, you'd really like to create this union a little bit faster. Yes, you can want to do that, but at the same time, you can do that on a higher level by communicating on a higher level in fifth dimensional communications, which really does overcome the physical barriers to relationship. So take the time to spend that communication, and that may give you a really good way to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. All right, let's see what we're going to do now. Let's look at what the overall energy is between you and this person, your beloved, your twin flame, your soulmate, whoever it is you're focused on in this reading. Let's take a look at what is the energy between you. All right, we've got a magnifying glass. We have an island, and we have a ship. All right. So the overall energy may be at this point that you are in a little bit of separation. Now, whether this is physical separation or whether this is emotional separation, it doesn't really matter. And separation isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes, even if two people are super close and they sort of step back a little bit, that island that they form for themselves gives them the opportunity to make some other progress in other areas. So, you know, and I want to say, on this side of things, we've got the ship with the sails wide open. That means fast movement, going places, you know, this is what's the energy of the relationship. Even in this island solo kind of energy you may find yourself in this week, and this may not. I mean, it's not for everybody. This is a general reading. It may or may not apply to you. But if you're in that separation, you know, you can either look at it one of two ways. You can either be in a lonely state, which if you're in a lonely state, you might want to pair it with a magnifying glass of, what can I do to get out of this lonely state? What can I do to, what can I take a closer look at in order to move out of that lonely, feeling separated state, which may involve fifth dimensional communications with that person so that you can get yourself back to understanding that oftentimes it is as an island that you make your biggest progress, because it is standing in your own balanced energy of feminine, masculine energy that is often what propels you forward. And we've got the promise of the ship, which is you are going places. You are going places fast. Now, it is summer. You might actually be going to an island. You know, you might be going to an island and literally getting away from it all. That's a possibility. In fact, I am, because I'm going to Tybee Island at the end of July. Now, isn't that interesting? Going places, going on vacation. You may be doing that. That may be what's bringing you a little bit of the separation from your person, okay? But regardless of whether you do or don't go on vacation, you're separating yourself off from them. This is an excellent opportunity for you to use a different kind of communication, which might be more psychic communication, which might be more intuitive education that's bridging the gap, overcoming the barriers of distance, of not being together. But regardless, this is the main thing. If you are feeling the lonely separation, the estranged feeling, then go in with a magnifying glass, take a closer look at why you might be feeling that way. All right? Now, how is that person feeling about you? Let me see. I want to make sure that you can see all of these cards. How is this person feeling about you right now? Let's find out. Let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, magic cards, tell me what he's thinking. Well, we've got the magnet. That's a good card. What else? A diamond ring. Well, I definitely like that card. And anchor. Now, this card is coming up in this readings a lot. In my zodiac readings, I got a lot of anchors. All right, so how is this person feeling right now? Honestly, they really do feel that next level in their soul. They do feel it. They do feel that promise of partnership, that promise of moving to new levels. They do feel that comfortable level, no matter what they're saying, no matter what they're doing. This isn't for everybody. I'm not going to say it's for everybody, but it's kind of like there has been a promise made on the other side to one another, and they are being magnetized to that, okay? They are having a yearning for that. This is how they're feeling. This was the question that we asked. So there's a magnetic feeling drawing them to you. And what is it that's drawing them to you is your stability. Now, you may not even know how stable you are. That's what I'm getting. You might not know how stable you are. You've done an awful lot of work to get to this place. If you're tuning into this, you definitely have done your work, because most of the people who gravitate towards my information are people that have really done their work, or they're getting ready to do this work, because the source connection, you're ready for this information, which is why you're here. Which means you've gotten to a little bit more of a solid, secure place. You've developed the fortitude to go it alone if you have to. You're probably feeling more like going places with the ship than you are about lonely and separation, although you can have those whiffs of lonely and separation in the midst of it. So, no matter how stable you're feeling, no matter how strong and full of your own center, you're feeling like an anchor, you're still probably going to get whiffs here and there of that little loneliness as you become slowly sometimes deceived that you are even possibly alone. You can never be alone. I'm sorry, that just isn't the way it goes. You've always got your entourage with you. So this is how they're feeling. They're feeling the possibilities of taking things to the next level. They're feeling you. They're feeling that magnetic energy. And that's a really good thing. I'm going to ask the question, how are you feeling about them? This comes to me. How are you feeling about them? Compass? Crow in the middle. This is interesting. And heart. Okay. I'm going to pull this up here. All right. This crow right in the middle, this is a little bit of the mystery, okay? How are you feeling about them? You're not really sure how you're feeling about them. I mean, in so many ways, it's like this is the big question mark. Oh, we've got two 22s here, which is interesting. That's a double 22 of master building foundational energy. It's kind of like You're still finding your way in how you feel about this person. I mean, you know you love this person. You have this affection, this heart's desire. You have romantic feelings for this person. You love them. There's no doubt about it. But there's still this question mark. What is this mystery I'm trying to unlock and solve? And I would say your higher self knows that you're still on a journey, the compass. You're still trying to find your your true north. This is you. This is the slight bit about you being an island. If you're still dealing with the lonely information, yeah, that's that energy of not being quite sure where you're at. You do know that you are in the process of finding your way. You're seeking what is the truth for you. I can't say you're not a little excited about the fact that this person wants to take things to the next level, seeing you as being the stability and everything else, but there's still a little bit of mystery here for you. You're still not quite sure what's happening. I really do believe you're not quite 100% on board. I'm going to move some of this stuff off because we're going to have some more cards here. I'm going to move these cards up. What else do we want to know in the situation? Tune in and tell me what you want to know. Okay. What is going on with them that you need to know? What is it that they're dealing with that you need to know at this time? Okay. What is going on with them? Okay. We've got a tree. Oh my gosh, this card, it always shows up for, I want to say for the divine masculine. For those of you who are looking to find out what your divine masculine, take this card because it's sitting right here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is just such a trip. Okay, well, what they got going on is what they've had going on, in which you've already a lot of you have already done. If you're watching this, a lot of you have already done this work, but they still have the patriarchal traditional energy and programming going on. And it's so frustrating because you want to say, oh, you're ready to take things to the next level. You know how you feel. You're magnetized towards me. There's the going places card. There's, be able to communicate on higher levels, and you're still dealing with that darn church energy. That's that traditional old family energy they can't seem to break away from. What is with that? This is traditional family values, but not family values like we think of family values. It's the patriarchal family energies. It's that this is what you're expected to do, and this is what you need to keep in. Now we're gonna look at what is that paired with. Okay, this is what do you need to know that they're going through. Okay, what I'm getting is that this information is what makes them feel grounded. This is all dealing with past life stuff. They're dealing with past life stuff. This is all lineage stuff. This is their roots. This is, this principle. The masculine energy particularly is very much expected to behave in a certain way. And they're still doing that. They're still going through that. And that may be why you're isolating yourself off as an island. I mean, I know I would. You're wanting to go places. Well, so are they. They're wanting to take things to the next level. They've got this longing desire to be with you. They want to create this enduring, real relationship. But what's happening? They're stupid. I say stupid. They're stupid dogmatic relationship issues. It's keeping them trapped. It's keeping them down. Now, we've got Uranus coming in here, the ruler of enlightenment. And this is the Fool. The Fool's trying to say, hey, man, get yourself out of that place. You need to become more that rebel without a cause. You need to get out of that. You need to innovate here. You need to do a little bit original. You need to break away from this just programmed stuff. And you can tell I feel passionate about this because I've been dealing with this in dealing with the twin flames gosh, I feel like the twin flames mother hen. But I've been dealing with this energy for quite a long time. So, I've got the commitment to enlightenment for these people who really do have to find a way to follow their highest knowing. And so this is what they want you to know. They're still in this. So let's ask the question, is there anything that those of us who are a little bit further along on coming into our wholeness, standing in our truth, creating a little bit of an island, not doing the codependent thing, is there anything that we can do that's going to shift and change the situation for them? Well, for us, but for them. Is there anything that we can do? Well, the first card that comes up is the ladybug. Then the second card that comes up is the rider. And the third card is the storm. Okay. So the main card is the rider. The rider is the messenger to tell you that there is progress, even if you're not seeing it, even if they're not seeing it. There's definitely progress being made there. In some ways, they're getting the green light, you're getting the green light. But, the first card that came out, I want to pair with that, and that is the ladybug. The ladybug says, take it easy. Your wishes eventually come true. All right. So part of this whole process, and it's what enables you to go and be the island so that you can go places in what you're trying to do, so that you can go and be in your own space, is the knowledge that this transformation is taking place. It's taking place. The restlessness that you might be feeling, you're wishing to birth the new sacred union. You might not be there yet, but the Stork card promises that this change is there, there's transformation going on, and that you need to relax just a little bit about it. I feel like they're talking to me. You need to relax, because I got really wound up there because I've seen that energy for so long, and it keeps showing up right in the same space, which is just freaking mind-blowing. I mean, gosh, if you want some cards that absolutely, well, they work for me. I can't speak to anybody else. These cards just are so on par with the information I get in, which is why I'm such a big advocate of them. The cards sitting here promising, things are going to happen. You're going to end up in sacred union. You're going to end up, if it's not this person, it is the divine equivalent of this person. And it doesn't really matter what their intentions are to take things to the next level. It's what's going to actually happen. If they aren't going to take things to the next level, you can darn well bet that in your finding your true north, that you are definitely going to find the love that you're looking for. You're definitely going to find the fulfillment in that love romantic relationship that you've really, I say it's like you've been going to school. You've been doing so much work. And the carrot on the end of the stick has been, I really want a relationship with someone whereby I'm not in a codependent situation, but whereby it is the frosting on the cake, because I've actually baked the cake and I've actually created a flavor of cake that I love. And this is promising that you've got that coming. That transformation is happening. So don't try not to be too restless. Know that it's being birthed. And okay, last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull an Ascended Master card. Got to figure out where we're going to put it on the table. Really like this new setup for me personally. I have an ability to see all the cards. Oh my God, did I go through some hell? I'll just say it. It was hell. I had my camera stop constantly on me. Every time I troubleshot, was troubleshooting some of the issues. I would think it was fixed and it wasn't fixed. I can't even tell you how many times. It's been the last 10 days. Today it all came together beautifully. And we'll find a place for this Ascended Master card on the table. I guarantee you. All right, so this is the message from the Ascended Masters. Okay? I'm going to put it over here. Actually, I'm going to hold it in my hand for a minute so I can bring through the energies of what this is saying in terms of this reading here. I always feel like when the Ascended Master comes, I feel like I get a message that is very pertinent to the whole reading. Now, those of you who are like me that like to have your hands on the steering wheel of things, most of the time the information that we are getting is to let go of the steering wheel, to allow, to stop trying to control things. There's a difference between trying to control things and taking charge of a situation. Taking charge of a situation means that when something comes up, that you take responsibility, you step up, you do whatever you need to do, you make whatever decisions you need to make in order to have the highest outcomes. So it's not so much about control. We've got this surrender to divine timing card over here. So, this might seem that this is juxtaposed to this card, but it's really not, because divine timing is allowing something to manifest in the way that it will, in the timing, and trusting the flow. Taking charge of the situation means showing up and doing what you need to do in the moment of now to have the best outcome. And what is the best outcome? I'm going to go right over here to this abundance card. It's the abundance and all the good things of love, right? It is. It is that which we long for. It's the connection. It's that true sacred union that we are seeking. So taking charge of the situation really means that, you know the situation's going on with your beloved. You know that they're still kind of, I want to say a little bit still trapped in the patriarchal energies. Trust that there's definitely changes being made. The influence of the Fool, the ruler of enlightenment, is coming in. Take charge of the situation in a different way. You've got the opportunity to be an island a little bit, separate yourself off from that energy. You know that you can communicate at the higher levels. But taking charge means taking responsibility. So if you're sitting here in this, I don't really know what to think situation, I'm trying to figure it out, I'm trying to work this out, take charge of the situation and stop. You don't need to work it out. You don't need to. All you need to do is stay in that heart romantic energy of love and joy, and allow that moon fantasy energy to create that divine feminine push that you've got going on. That is called taking charge of the situation. It's literally taking responsibility. Moses wants you to know that you had the power to part the Red Sea. You had the power to create the reality you prefer. And sometimes creating the reality you prefer is all about actively surrendering to divine timing, actively allowing abundance to flow. And I think I'll leave it there. That's the coming week, starting on July 7th for the next 6-7 days. Be aware that we do have Mercury retrograde coming up on the 7th, so I think that is tomorrow. So we're not really in the shadow of it. We're right on top of it. So, take charge of that. Be aware, so I guess I'm not leaving it there, but be aware that taking charge of the situation actually means that actively realize that if communications go down, if things break, if things aren't working, you personally are needing to slow things down, to go more inside, to become more the island. That is still taking charge of things. If you're staying in the moment of now and you're letting go and you're taking it easy and you're knowing that your wishes are eventually coming true, and you know that the wind is at your sails, and you know that you're going to be at the head of the pack, and you understand how the other person really feels about you no matter what garbage they're going through. Right here in the center, right here, kind of. In the center, right here, your anchor and your compass, okay? This is your stability. This is your true north, okay? So you've got your true north. In this true north, you won't have much communication problems at all, if any. But that's the challenge. That's the mastery. That's what it means by taking charge of the situation, to know that it's up to you. Now, sometimes we get knocked off, our equilibrium, and that's okay too. It happened to me last week. And all I had to do was kind of realize, wow, I've been repressing feelings I didn't even know I had. I've been a little bit angry. I've been a little bit militant, I've been a little bit impatient. I didn't realize I was covering up the flow of feelings that I had. Once I literally realized it, I had an emotional release on it and things started flowing again. Those things happen. That's the divine timing. There's a plan for all of this, for the ascension energies. You are not alone in this. And in that, I will leave this message for now. Okay? I'll be back next week for another weekly reading. If this reading resonates with you, please take a moment to like it, share it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to be part of my True Sacred family, soul tribe, True Sacred Union, soul tribe, and the kinds of things that you can expect from my channel. If you don't know, I've got these readings, I've got zodiac readings each month, and I've got some new things coming. All right, I've got some new things that are going to help you in relationships, creative expression, coming into your own personal power, anything ascension related. That is really what my main focus is. So if you're interested in that, you probably want to do this. Push the bell in addition to subscribing so that you don't miss a thing. Thank you so much for watching, and I leave you with namaste.